Hello guys, welcome to Data Share Space and welcome to my channel. So here I'm coming to you with yet another unboxing. This here is going to be the Festool CT36. This is the new updated model. I'm gonna go ahead and unbox it here. As I mentioned in my previous video, the shop is down right now, so I've decided to bring these up here and go ahead and unbox them so I can get that out of the way, so that when I get the shop set back up, I can just put these in position. So there'll be a follow-up video showing you how I'm actually going to use these in the shop. But for right now, let's go ahead and proceed with the unboxing. Alright, so you can see the presentation from the top there. You just got this box protecting the area here. Let's get that out of the way. And then we got some plastic. And then on top, we have the warranty inclusive, and then we have the instruction manual right here. We'll get that stuff registered here in a bit. All right, so there's nothing else left in the box. Let's go ahead and take a look at the vacuum. So you've got this little area here on the back. There's a little indentation so that you can carry the cord through. Pull that out. On the back, there is no hose wrap, so I'm thinking that there may be something else inside the box or inside the actual machine itself. So let's open it up and see if there's a hose wrap inside of this vac. So once we pop it off, all right, so inside we have the hose. We'll look at this a little bit more in a bit. And then we have the dust bag. We do have the hose wrap, and then we have one of the auto clean clear bags here. So I'm not going to be using that today, obviously. I'm going to set this to the side. The power cord holder here, or wrap, comes with 2 screws to be installed, and they look like they're posi drive tip. All right, so as far as installing the bag, if I take a look here, it says no water for it. And then on the back of the vacuum itself, or the bag, it actually gives you an explanation of how to install it. So it looks like it's going to slide down onto here. You lift this up, you pop it on, and then this tab goes over the top, and the bag just kind of flows down into the device like this, so your bag is installed. So it's not much to it. So you just lift this up, slide this off, and then there's a tab that you can pull to close this if you need to. And there's a lip on the bottom for you to fasten it in, to affix it into. So it's very simple to put the bag in, so no worries there. On the bottom, let's roll this to the side for a second. You've got your HEPA or your HEPA vac filter, and it just plugs in there and locks in with this green lever. On the back, you've just got your 2 holes here for where you're going to fasten this hose garage, which I'll have to go get my posi drive screwdriver to get that taken care of. And then right here, you've got your power settings it talks about, and you can get this, there's a device that you can plug on the front to close off your orifice so that you can help with the cleaning during the auto clean functions. And then let's go ahead and put this back on. Got it clamped on this side here, and then let's go ahead and clamp it on the other. Okay, so you've got multiple ways to attach to this particular vacuum. You've got these toggles here for the older sustainers. You've got 4 of them that you can see there. But then you also have the T-lock for all of the newer accessories or whatever. And it only rotates in the one direction. There's a little tab here preventing it from rotating around the other way. All right. Obviously, you've got your hose garage here. I think what I want to go ahead and do is let's take a look at the front before I go ahead and install the hose adapter. So right here you've got your integrated power So once you plug this device in, you plug in a power tool into it. When you cycle on that tool, it's going to turn on the vacuum and then keep it on for a few seconds after you turn off the tool, and then that cleans out the excess dust in the hose. Right here, you've got your Bluetooth button. This is all touch screen, or rather, like, it's kind of like a touch screen, but it's more like a sensor touch screen, because these are not digital. But what they are is underneath there's a sensor, and you just push it. It's kind of like a, I don't know what you would call it, like a plastic material covering here. You can notice that the power button is actually blue as opposed to green, so that it you can differentiate. I think more than likely people are probably hitting the manual or the power thinking that they were hitting the other thing when both of these buttons are green. That's all I can assume. Now this is the CT36EI-AC. The I stands for Internet of Things, meaning you can attach your smartphone to this, the smartphone app, so you can check, you can alter things like the auto clean, how often it cycles, and just basically check the status of this device, and also for tracking. So that's something, if you're interested, that you can do with this particular newer model. No longer do you have the dial that you turn to adjust the amount of suction. You have to come over here and hit the plus or minus, and it looks like you've got a total of 5 different levels of suction with this device. You have a dedicated auto clean button, so you'll push that whenever you want to use it. And from my understanding, the auto clean is going to be for like using for finer dust, like concrete dust, and also for if you're using the Planex, which I purchased this because in the future I plan on getting a Planex so that I can marry it with this device, and we'll see how well that works. And we'll, when I do get around to getting that, we'll compare it with my FlexVolt setup, where I have the FlexVolt. We'll have the DeWalt drywall sander. It's a 60-volt tool. Actually, I think it runs on the 20-volt, but it can take 60-volt batteries. And then also the FlexVolt vacuum. Pair those both up, and we'll do a little bit of a head-to-head and see how that works out in the future. But overall, it very similar design language. The garage feels pretty decent. It doesn't feel overly cheap. I mean, this is plastic. It's not some kind of heavy-duty material. Let's go ahead and open up the hose and see what it looks like. So the hose obviously has a very different feel from the cloth-covered hose. But it does seem to be very pliable, as you can see how much it bends here. It's very different than that big long hose that I bought for the shop, which had a very large radius when you bend it. So even though, like when you look at this online, it looks like it's not very pliable, but you can see right there how pliable this hose is. So that's a pleasant result to find. There is an adapter that you can hook to this so that you can connect it to your regular tools. I probably should have picked that up when I was in store, but I didn't. I may. I just depends, because I don't know if I'm going to even use this hose until I get the Planex. We'll see. If I get the adapter, then I'll use it like a normal hose, but we'll see. So obviously it's going to plug in right here in the front, and then let me unplug this for a second. Down here on the base, if you take a look, there's a stop. So when you push this down, that's going to lift the wheels up off the front so that the vacuum doesn't roll, and you just use your foot to flip it back up so that you can roll it around. Now the back wheels just go forward. The front 2 wheels are on swivel casters, so you got to be mindful about how you move it about. It's not going to move in all 4 directions for you. So we'll plug this back in. And then let me go see if I can find my screwdriver so we can go ahead and install the hose garage. And then from there, I think, yeah, that'll kind of summarize. That'll probably wrap up this unboxing, because it's just a dust extractor, right? The main thing is it's got the new digital interface on the front. And it's also obviously going to be compatible with the new accessories that come out, like giving you the option to have providing you the option to have a second plug, and then also being able to run a kind of a compressor module if you wanted to do that. So let me go get the screwdriver and we'll get that on. I've got the, let's see, the posi drive. Actually, that's not a posi. It looks like a Torx of some type. lots of Torx. T25 Torx. All right, so that's on, and just keep in mind that this flips over so that you can take the hose off in take it off quickly, basically. All right, so let's go ahead and plug it in and see what it sounds like. All right, so we got it plugged in here, and we're gonna go ahead and power it up. So let's turn it on. And as you can see, it's on the highest speed. It looks like the auto clean is activated. If I hit this, that turns the auto clean off. If I hit this, this is gonna do my Bluetooth pairing. Let me see, what do I have to pair it with, actually? I guess I could pair it with this drill. Let's turn it on. All right, I think you have to turn the auto clean on up front and then turn it on. Alright, so you can see, so the intervals that it's knocking like that, you can change that in the app if you so choose. But it looks like you're able to, when you have the vacuum on, you can hit the auto clean and it'll do that knocking one time. But if you want it to run in perpetuity, like when you have it going all the time, you need to activate it before you turn the vacuum on based upon what I'm seeing here. Now, just as I was touching this or whatever, I wanted to let you know, when I saw this hose online, I was wondering about the what it was made of. It is a rubbery type of attachment here. So I wondered how it worked. It does swivel here to be able to, like, imagine if you're using a Plane X with this, it'll turn about as you need it to for maximum flexibility as far as that. So if you have any concerns, I know when you look at stuff online, it's difficult to tell what something is composed of and how it's actually going to operate in real life. And so that's something that I wondered. I wondered both about the flexibility of this hose and then also how this attachment works. So I feel like you can stick something in here, like maybe the reducer that allows you to use the domino, stick it in here, and that'll probably give you the functionality of a regular hose. As a matter of fact, I think I may have an extra one of those somewhere here in the shop. I'll have to look around for it. If I do, then I don't need to buy one, and I could just stick it in here and use this as a normal hose. But you could just see right here on the floor how it's all coiled up, that it's going to be a nice flexible type of hose. Now, the Bluetooth part, that has me a bit puzzled. Let me try to grab this sander and see if that will work. All right, so here I have, this is the Festool RTS C400. I've got the Bluetooth battery in here. So I'm going to hit the Bluetooth. It's blinking slowly. I know blinking slowly and blinking fast does two different things. So let's see if this will work. All right, so it did work with that. Now let me try it again with the drill. So another small point that I just noticed there, so brand new out of the box, when I tried to pair this Bluetooth before ever turning it on, it did not want to pair. But after I ran the vacuum and then came back around, it is pairing with whatever I have, or it is pairing as it's supposed to. So the slow, when you hit it the first time, like this, that slow is to pair it to the batteries. When you hold it down and it blinks fast, that's to pair it to those Bluetooth remotes that you can buy. So anyway, anyways, guys, this has been my unboxing of the Festool CT36 EIAC dust extractor. Obviously, I'm pretty excited to have this in the shop. It's going to give me the flexibility or increased flexibility in my shop, so I can set up the CT48 for one application, the CT36 for another application, the CT MIDI 18 volt for yet another, and then finally the CTS Clean Tech, the little box vacuum, for something further still. I want to thank you guys for taking time to watch this video, and I'll see you in my next one. Take care.